A'ja Wilson is not happy after Caitlin could seek the opportunity to move to Europe. A'ja has already demanded to be the star at Nike, and now seeing how much Caitlin could receive abroad is causing some conflict.
Nonsense about things that Caitlin was doing wrong when, in my personal opinion, she was doing nothing but going out there and playing great basketball every night and ignoring the hate that was coming to her from all sides, not only from fans.
If Caitlin goes abroad, she will be the highest paid women's basketball star in the world. And A'ja isn't happy, she believes, because she was MVP, she deserves to be talked about the most and getting the biggest opportunities. But it's not happening.
A'ja Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? And why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Why exactly? Why when A'ja was releasing the shoe, were we talking about Caitlin?
Caitlin has increased sponsorship deals, increased pay, and made the WNBA one of the most watched sports. Yet we still have players in the league showing jealousy. This is why she needs to leave. Let's take a look at a game without Caitlin Clark.
It's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league. She's learned how to play the game, and she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA way.
A'ja believes she's a star, even though before Caitlin arrived, there wasn't any fans watching the WNBA. Caitlin should be the highest earning player. Let's hope she moves abroad and shows players like A'ja Wilson how it will be without her.
If you guys take a look at the stands, all the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
The potential of Caitlin Clark signing a contract with the European Basketball League has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Europe has long been known as a haven for top talent across many sports, with competitive leagues offering lucrative contracts and international recognition. For Caitlin, the financial incentives of playing in Europe are significant, with salaries often exceeding those offered by the WNBA. Europe presents an opportunity to secure a financial future while continuing to dominate the game at a high level.
4 moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. I'm not finished. Attendance for the entire league is up nearly 50% this year, and Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of 17,035, up 319% from a year ago.
A'ja Wilson has made her feelings about Caitlin Clark's Europe contract clear, and at the heart of her frustration is the issue of money for A'ja, who has been a dominant force in the WNBA for years. The idea that Caitlin could earn more abroad stings. It's not just about financial security. It's about the recognition that comes with being the highest paid player. Earning more means being valued more, and for A'ja to shift in earning potential threatens her status as one of the league's top players in the world of professional sports. Salary often equates to respect. The highest paid players are often seen as the most valuable both on and off the court. A'ja, who has worked tirelessly to build her brand and solidify her position in the WNBA, now faces the uncomfortable reality that Caitlin's rising star might eclipse her own. For someone who has been the face of the league for years, this is a difficult pill to swallow.
Went from being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum.
But it's not just about money. A'ja's reaction to Caitlin's Europe contract is also rooted in the fear of losing her place as the league leading figure for years. She has been the go-to name when discussing women's basketball, but Caitlin's rapid ascent has changed at the thought that Caitlin could not only out-earn her, but also take the spotlight overseas is a blow to A'ja's sense of security and prominence in the sport. Being the face of the WNBA is about more than just being a great player. It's about being the athlete who captures the public's imagination, the one who drives viewership, and the one who represents the league on the global stage. A'ja Wilson has held this position for some time, but Caitlin Clark's rise has sparked a fierce competition between the two stars.
Agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close, because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark and should be a top 5, if not, it should have been a top 3 MVP.
For A'ja, it's not just about being the best player. It's about remaining relevant in a rapidly changing landscape where Caitlin's name is becoming synonymous with the future of women's basketball. One of the most visible differences between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark is how fans perceive them. Caitlin has quickly amassed a loyal following, with fans eagerly supporting her both on and off the court. Her social media presence is strong, and her games attract impressive viewership numbers. This has created a noticeable divide between the two players. Asia, despite her years of success, has not been able to capture the same level of fan loyalty that Caitlin seems to command effortlessly. Why has Caitlin been able to draw in fans so quickly, while AA struggles to maintain the same level of admiration? Part of it is the excitement of new talent. Fans are always drawn to the next big thing, and Caitlin's entry into the WNBA has provided a fresh narrative for the league. Fans see her as the future of the sport, while Asia, despite her consistent dominance, is seen as part of the league's past.
Supposed to be the MVP, and you only got one win out of that series. That's why I think. Now I wonder if they had a 5-game series in the first round, there might be a possibility they may not win that series.
For Asia, this lack of fan recognition is a point of frustration. She has worked hard to build her legacy, and yet she finds herself overshadowed by someone who has only just begun making her mark. This isn't just about losing fans. It's about losing relevance in a league where fan loyalty can make or break a player's career. Asia's concern is that as Caitlin's army of supporters grows, her own fan base may dwindle, leaving her in a less powerful position both in the league and in the public eye. Winning MVP should have solidified her as the face of the WNBA, but instead she's watching as Caitlin takes over the spotlight. Puzzling aspect of Caitlin Clark's rise is the league's apparent reluctance to fully embrace her despite all that Caitlin has done for the WNBA, both in terms of viewership and advocacy. She has faced resistance from within the league. This resistance is surprising given that Caitlin has not only elevated the profile of women's basketball, but also introduced meaningful changes such as charter jets for player travel. Why would the WNBA, an organization that should be celebrating its stars, treat Caitlin this way? Part of the answer lies in the nature of change. Caitlin represents a new era of players, one that challenges the status quo.
We're so bad, they got the number 1 pick. You got to be bad to get the number 1 pick. And she led them to their first 20-win season in almost a decade. She led them to the playoffs. I mean, the girl deserved the award.
Her outspokenness, her rapid rise to fame, and her willingness to push for better conditions have made her a controversial figure. For some, she is seen as a threat to the established order of player who is shaking up the league too quickly. But this resistance is also about power. Kin's influence has grown to the point where she can make demands, and that kind of power can be uncomfortable for those who are used to controlling the narrative.
LeBron James had tennis shoes in his rookie year. He didn't have the fraction of the impact on the NBA that Caitlin Clark has had on the W.
The league's reluctance to fully support Caitlin reflect a broader tension between maintaining control and allowing players to have a voice. Caitlin Clark's contributions to the WNBA go far beyond her on-court performances. One of the most tangible impacts she's had on the league is the introduction of charter jets, which significantly improved the travel conditions for players. Before Caitlin's advocacy, WNBA players faced challenging travel schedules that often left them fatigued and unable to perform at their best. By pushing for charter jets, Caitlin was able to create a more professional and comfortable environment for her fellow athletes, allowing them to focus on what they do best, playing basketball. Contributions don't stop at better travel conditions. She has been a vocal advocate for improving the overall experience for WNBA players, from fair compensation to better working conditions. Her willingness to speak out on these issues has made her a leader within the league, even if it has also made her a target for criticism. Despite facing resistance from some of her peers and the league itself, Caitlin has continued to push for positive changes that benefit everyone. However, these contributions have not been universally appreciated. Instead of being celebrated for her efforts, Caitlin has found herself at the center of controversy. Some players, including A. Wilson, see Caitlin's push for change as a challenge to the way things have always been done. This has created a rift between those who support Caitlin's vision for future and those who are resistant to the changes she represents.
Clark, number 1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3, Kate Martin 4. We talked about this earlier in the season. I feel sad that Kate Martin also hasn't gotten as much playing time the second half of the season. I feel like she deserves more, or maybe she deserves a different team. How crazy would that be if she went to Indiana?
One of the most significant concerns for the WNBA if Caitlin Clark decides to leave for Europe is the impact on viewership. Caitlin has become one of the league's most popular players, with fans tuning in specifically to watch her play. Her dynamic style of basketball, combined with her ability to connect with fans on a personal level, has made her a major draw for the WNBA. Whenever Caitlin is on the court, viewership spikes. However, when she's absent, the league experiences a noticeable decline in If Caitlin were to leave the WNBA for Europe, the league would lose not only one of its top players, but also a substantial portion of its audience. Caitlin's ability to attract viewers is unmatched, and her departure would leave a void that would be difficult, if not impossible, to fill for a league that is still working to grow its fan base and increase its visibility. Losing a player like Caitlin could be devastating. The impact wouldn't just be felt by the league as a whole. Individual players, including A'ja Wilson, would also suffer, with fewer fans watching games. Sponsorship deals and endorsement opportunities would likely decrease, affecting players' earnings and their ability to build their personal brands.
Paying customer, the audience didn't feel that way. They did not give a damn about the WNBA. Is that fair to the ladies? No, it isn't fair. But they're the paying customer. You don't tell them what they want. They tell you what they want. And they really were not feeling the WNBA to the degree that they're feeling the WNBA now, obviously because of Caitlin Clark.
A'ja, who has already expressed frustration over Caitlin's rising star, would face an even more difficult situation if Caitlin leaves and takes a large portion of the audience. Would her A'ja Wilson frustrations with Caitlin Clark extend beyond the court and into the world of endorsements, particularly with Nike? AA, who has been a Nike athlete for years, has worked hard to build her brand and secure her position as one of the company's top athletes. However, despite Caitlin's rising popularity, Nike has been slow to fully embrace her. While has received significant promotion from the brand, Caitlin has been sidelined largely due to the controversy surrounding her within the league. A'ja, this is not just about money, it's about recognition and influence. Endorsements play a crucial role in an athlete's career, shaping their public image and providing them with the financial means to continue competing at the highest level. Nike's hesitation to fully back Caitlin reflects the delicate balance that brands must strike between supporting top talent and avoiding controversy.
Expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise, which to me is wrong. Should LeBron not have won the Rookie of the Year because he was supposed to?
Despite her best efforts to elevate the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has faced significant backlash from both the league and some of her fellow players. This backlash raises important questions about why Caitlin is so misunderstood from the outside. It might seem puzzling. Caitlin has brought nothing but positive attention to the WNBA, increasing viewership, improving player conditions, and advocating for the league's future. So why does she face such hostility? Many players spend years working to achieve the kind of recognition that Caitlin has garnered in a short period of time, and this can create feelings of jealousy and frustration for players like A'ja Wilson, who have been in the league longer and have worked hard to build their reputations. Caitlin's success can feel like a threat. Move to Europe presents both a personal and league-wide turning point. The contract offers her a fresh start away from the hostility she's faced in the WNBA. Europe provides financial stability and the chance to grow her career on a global stage, but her departure could have significant consequences for the WNBA.
Regardless of whatever noise has been out there. So when you show that you're able to perform in the face of adversity, to me, that is the true testament to greatness. And that's why we're looking at her and we're saying greatness is on the way.
Losing Caitlin would mean a drop in viewership and fan engagement, putting the league's growth at risk. This decision could shift the balance of power in women's basketball. With Europe emerging as a new hotspot for top talent, the WNBA must decide whether it will adapt and improve player conditions to keep future stars or risk losing more talent to overseas opportunities. Caitlin's decision will set the tone for the future of the WNBA, shaping both the league's growth and the paths of its players. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.